Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego site emote in the chat. I'm also hitting the applause there because we did just get a sub renewal. Sharks 2K, who says can't stay but wanted to sub real quick. Well, thank you for your 18 months. Thank you for renewing that subscription. I'm sorry that you can't stay, but I was happy that you were here, of course. I want to say hi to Lastbrook and Aristofan. Yeah, if you're a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego. If you're a tier 2 like Aristofan is, you can show the site emote in the chat. I'll say hi to you. We'll hang out. We'll get ready for model kit building and general just good timeness. I am currently, as you may have noticed, not in the room that I normally model kit build in. That is the bedroom that I also sleep in. And right now, I don't have to do that. I am currently in our lovely Carolina room, the bonus room, because my folks are out of town until like the first week in March. So I have the house to myself and therefore do not have to build in the room that I also sleep in. I do need to update here because we are now at 48 thanks to Sharks. We're at 48 out of 50 subscribers, which rules. Thank you, Sharks 2K, for that again, of course, and also getting us up there. And you may have noticed, Pat, you looked up. And why were you doing that? Well, that's because I have 3 monitors now, and one of them is up high and tilted. So I theoretically, eventually, I'll just be able to look. I'll train my eyes to just look up instead of me moving my head like that. But that's where OBS is now, because now for me, this is great for me right now. I have one monitor, that the monitor over here. It has the dashboard, the Twitch dashboard, full screen, 23-inch monitor, full screen on the dashboard, and then over here, another one there, yeah, over here, I have my notes, my Google Doc with all my notes in its own window, and then in another tab, my Nightbot command. So I'll be able to get to those easier. The biggest change right now is out of habit, my mouse moves too far and shows up because it's not like scrolling my mouse up doesn't get to that monitor. It's to the right because it's like 1, 2, 3, but it's really 1, 2, 3. So that is annoying, and I have to get used to that. But basically, like, I gotta get used to this. I have 3 monitors now. It's nice. Do I use the third monitor for anything outside of OBS? Not really. I also have had Audacity up there, but then I realized, oh, I kind of actually, when I'm using Audacity, I want to look at it without having to look up. So that doesn't make any sense. But for right now, having OBS up there, especially with my Stream Deck doing a lot of the button work, obviously I can't do the like update text easily without looking up there. But it basically is like it's something that I can look at, but I don't have to worry about. And it's very cool. And I want to go shout out to Dirty Monkey, who purchased this off my wish list. It was very kind of you. I'm taking advantage of it. Aristofan says, how many monitors does it take to be a supervillain? I believe you need a bank of them, and I want to say a bank is 4. Yeah, that's my guess. To be a supervillain, you need a Shark Tank. Tony, well, obviously, that is besides the point. And Dirty says, that's weird. There should be a setting that will allow you to set up your third to be upward mouse. Dirty, I'm sure there is. I have not done any of that work. But I don't doubt that there's something I can do in my configuration with probably in the monitor or the graphics card. But I think you got a couple more. The reflection might be enough to give you full Gendo glasses. You're like halfway there now. Yes. I already have a lot of reflection. Part of it is the fact that I am in a room that is even brighter than the bedroom that I'm in. There's just like the yellow is much more white in here, if that makes any sense. But yes, in fact, when I am not, okay, well, let's see. Hopefully that's okay. This is the first time. No, last night was the first time that I've worked with this. But normally I just have this black image up, full screen on the top monitor, and that does reduce the reflection back at me. But of course, I don't want that up while I'm doing this. Also, sometimes I just don't have that monitor on, and that also is helpful. But right now, it's on, obviously. How many monitors did the architect have? Because I'm sure that some of you need to be a supervillain. Makes sense. I don't remember the exact number. But yeah, anyway, I got a lot of screens. Also, I am in a room here, obviously different from previous. I've not fully gotten this room set up. I think my backdrop is kind of fun. I like having the uh, box of the model kit that I'm currently building, and then like a little kit hanging out by itself, just doing whatever. I like that. Um, I now I have a new stand, and so my this camera and this camera, or you can't see the second one, have to be in different positions. I think I figured that out. The overhead camera does. Hey, Jam is here. Welcome, Jam. The overhead camera does block some of the monitor, but that monitor is never really going to be anything like totally like that. Doesn't matter if like the middle is blocked. Basically, where the camera is isn't going to affect anything blocking my view, because that's, like I said, it's going to be OBS. Also, um, it will be where I'm putting like maps or something. If I'm playing a video game, maybe something like that. I don't know. Or I could just put YouTube videos up there, just playing that I want to hear and not look at. I don't know. But let's get into building, because I'll say this right now. Who knows how long this will last? But our viewer numbers right now are way better than they have been in days, and that rules. So why don't I start working on the Zeong, and we'll talk more about this monitor stuff. I gotta figure out where my mouse is. I gotta get used to this. But anyway, I'm gonna reply to my tweet instead of retweeting. I'm now replying to my go live tweet, because I think that'll work better, and it will reduce the chance that sometimes retweets, the images are just come out garbled, and I don't know why that happens, and I don't like that. So I've now been like replying to tweets. I'm trying that out. Anyway, let's go to the overhead. There we are. So here's the overhead. Here's me. See, we about right? Yeah, we're looking okay. Mouse is in the way. Move that over. Netflix, YouTube monitor are working. Yeah, dirty. That also could, yeah, that could definitely be a YouTube monitor, my third monitor. Although the reason why the third monitor is that particular one is because it's not as good as the new one, and then the one it's a duplicate of are better monitors. All right, we're building the chest unit of the Zeong. We got the head here. Put that there so you can just kind of see it do its thing. So I am, of course, I did this setup last year, but it was a different thing. I was facing, basically, right now I'm facing like the back wall where the couch and the love seat are, and I was previously facing like just a wall of windows. There are three walls in here, and they're the bonus room, and they're all full of windows, but one of them is also full of windows and then a door, so we don't have that. It is very cold in here. We got new windows this year, so it is warmer than it has been previously in the room, but it's not insulated, so it's definitely not going to be like super comfortable in here. And also, it's 30 something degrees outside, so it's definitely not going to be super cold in here or super hot in here. There's a tile floor instead of the carpeting in my bedroom, so that's also going to dictate some of the cold in here, which is why I'm wearing this hoodie. Wearing a hoodie. There we go. Now I'm a real. Now I'm a real. Now I'm a real person that owns 3 monitors set up. I'm not going to keep. This is not. I'm not gonna do it. But anyway, yeah, I'm wearing a hoodie because it is cool in here, and I'm not a big fan of that. Um, yeah, I posted a photo on my Twitter of just how damn cold it is, that the palm in my front yard by the driveway had frozen rain on it, and all of the branches were like pulled down. They were like weighed the hell down. It was, I was like, oh, this isn't good. It's very fucking cold. It'll warm up by next week. So I haven't really like. I went out and got the mail yesterday, and I went up and got the mail today, and that's the most I have left my house since Thursday, and that's not good. And then I was talking. I streamed last night for a little bit, and then today I played D&D with some people, of course, online. Um, uh, and Other than that, I haven't communicated with human beings, and so that's bad for me. This whole period will be a little wacky because I won't have as much or any human interaction than I do in my normal time of year. Folks are in Florida; they got there safely. They're all set up where they're staying, and I'm happy they're there. But yeah, not seeing them every day and like only communicating with people online and maybe a phone call here and there uh, is gonna not be great for me. It wasn't great for me last year, and I expect it will be similar this year. Still hoping that it'll turn out okay, but also prepared for it not to be. Somebody asked the other day, like, why is there a little door here on the head? And that's because in this kit this kit's like the belief of this mobile suit is that you can pilot the head and it can detach from the rest of the kit. So it has to have a cockpit in there, but then also the main chest also has a cockpit, like the main cockpit. We are working on the chest tonight of this Zeong real grade, which is a lot of this kit is that chest. Because the chest and the waist and then like the rockets instead of legs. So even this is a very detailed kit, but there's like not necessarily a lot to it. There's also undergating, which I have to be more careful of because I did just try to connect these two pieces without removing some of the undergating. So I gotta do a better job of looking at that. Let's see, can I clip this off without separating? Yes, I can. Great. But I gotta be careful about that. And undergating is just like extra material on these kits that you need to remove before you connect them. And usually they let you know that there's some undergating and you can go and look at it and be like, oh, yeah. Okay, great. I got to clip that out. Let's see. Other things. Yeah. So, living by myself, to kind of keep something to do. Last year, what I did was I kept a record of just like every day I wrote something about and like a thread, like day whatever. Here's my thoughts for today. Here's something I did today. I have modified that where I don't know if it's going to be my lunch or my dinner. So far, it's both been dinner, but who knows where I'll go with it. Where I just take a photo of something that I've cooked, something I've prepared. Of course, the first night was takeout because I had to set up this room, and I also worked a shift of customer service yesterday, and I had a stream last night, a rare Friday stream. So I was like, I don't feel like cooking anything. I just got takeout. And then tonight, I just made leftovers, just leftover spaghetti. I did cook up a sausage especially for that, but I had leftover spaghetti in the fridge, and I was like, oh, I'll just eat this. That will be easy to do because I was recording some stuff today. I am, as many of you know, I do have a new Wednesday series, Do You Remembaer, where I read an article or something online that interests me, and then immediately after I'm done reading it, I try to record myself, try to remember as much as I can about it. I'm banking a bunch of those episodes because that way, like, it'll just be easier. I'm like, why am I doing these like every Sunday when I can do like a bunch of them? So I recorded a bunch today. So that was good. But yeah, eventually the goal is to just like get in the flow of being here and get used to how these things like how this room runs and how my computer setup needs to be for this, and getting used to being alone. That's a big thing, is just like figuring out like how that works. My D&D session was fun today. I've been doing this. I've talked about this. I am in a group that focuses on one-shots. It is a shared universe where the missions are, each session is a mission, and we rotate through different people who have agreed to be the GM or DM, depending on what you want to say. It's mostly D&D. Although some people want to do Fiasco or Lasers and Feelings, and like we just kind of modify that. It's character driven. which you would need to do Fiasco, that kind of thing. And like I said, mission based, and it is people are just repeating their characters, they're developing their characters, and then just being like taking them out on missions, and it's a rotating group of people. I have a regular group. We are on hiatus once again because of deadlines that some people have. So this one-shot group has been nice to fill in the blanks for that. And the mission-based, I find to be really rewarding because it allows us to kind of be creative with each other and the stories that we want to tell. And yeah, so far it has been really fun to do. And it is a thing that I look forward to. But yeah, just like not having to worry about a big campaign. We now had our first redo where somebody has chosen to not bring their character in because they were not feeling it. They were not having fun with that particular character. So they made the choice to play a different character, which I think is awesome. I fully supported that because it's just like, yeah, don't do it if you don't want to. Who cares? And that's so great because it's not like a big epic campaign that they're like, quote unquote, ruining or changing up. They're just like, yeah, I don't do that anymore. Now I do this. It's just like, yeah, go for it. So detailed. We're working so much on the inner workings of this. Actually, before we get into this, I'm going to panel line this here before we delve too far into this because it might be hard to kind of get at it. There's not much to panel line with this anyway, but it might be hard to get at later with the marker, whereas now it's very easy to get at it. But it'll still be stuff that you can see. So we'll just kind of give this a once over here with the marker. Using black on gray really pops. And like I said, there's not much to do in it, but might as well hit that now. And like, yeah, this will definitely get covered up by the head, and I don't expect to be removing the head for this kit, but it'll still be easier to do it now, so we might as well. But yeah, doing that one shot, that's been really good. I'm really having fun with that. Living by myself, trying to figure that stuff out. I don't know. I made the call for personal decision. On Wednesday, I will be doing Prepare with Bear, my cooking stream. I'll be in the kitchen. I'm not tearing all this down, bringing it in there, setting up a whole new setup for the cooking stream, and then having to tear it all down again, and then reset up in here for like Thursday's building stream again. I'm still going to do the cooking stream, but I'm going to be using my laptop. My laptop, usually I only stream when I'm traveling. And so like it's one of those things where like I'm still going to have to take off a webcam. I'll probably take off both webcams and use both webcams because the onboard webcam on my laptop, then I'd have to set my laptop facing me, and that would just take away my space to cook. So I'll still be running that, but it's going to make a lot more sense for me to use that instead of, well, one, my new setup with these monitors isn't going to work in the kitchen anyway because that's not going to fit anywhere in the kitchen. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. So I would have to modify stuff anyway. I basically have to take off the third monitor from the stand, and I'm like, well, why am I even doing that? But it'll make a lot of sense. Will it look as good? I mean, the overhead webcam will look good. I can't run them in HD, so they're like, that just doesn't work for that laptop because it just does not want to do that. We just have a lot of issues with that. So it'll still look fine, and it'll be a whole fucking lot easier for me to do it that way, where I won't have to tear anything down and then reset stuff up and move. I won't have to like. Also, when I've done it last year, when I did it both times last year, I had to like take the whole computer in there, and then it was just like working in the kitchen on a stool, and I was like, no. So that way, if I have any work I have to do that day, I can just do it here in this room and set everything up in there. It'll just be a lot easier. And you know what? I get to make use of my laptop, which last year I used very little. I had I had so many updates to put in that laptop when I got to, or before I left for Philly, because I just haven't used it. It's just like, oh yeah, I got to make sure this thing still works. It does. It's fine, but yeah. So I'll run the laptop there, and I'll just have like OBS and chat up, and that'll work out fine. And then I'll have like my cooking, like my recipe on my iPad Mini or something like that, and that'll be just fine. All right, we got a lot of this done. This is a big chunker here. But yeah, I'm excited for Wednesday. I'm excited to cook. I have one of the dishes I'll be making. I've eaten before, but never cooked before, so that should be fun. I mean, it's not going to be difficult. I'm not like stressed about it, but it is like one of those things where I'm like, huh, I haven't done this. So that'll be kind of fun. The other recipe, I've done plenty. And I've said what they are before. I'm doing sausage balls and twice-baked potatoes. I have made twice-baked potatoes quite a few times, but I have never made sausage balls before. So that is going to be interesting to see how those turn out. They're not going to be too hard. They're not a difficult thing to put together. But I'm excited to do that. It'll be fun. And that'll be like, I don't know, that'll be neat to make and then to have for dinner the next day, basically. I'll just be making my dinner and then reheating it. That's the plan anyway. All right, so now we got to do the thing that's going to connect into the waist here. So that's going to go like this. And then this is going to go that. Get wider side front, okay. Let's see. Other things I want to chat with you all about tonight. I guess we can. I'm not going to talk too much about West Elm Caleb, but I'll mention it a little bit. For those that are unaware, this is the thing that blew up on TikTok, where a bunch of young ladies, they're younger than me, so I'll call them young ladies, women, realized a bunch of them were complaining about the same person in the New York area, this serial dater. At best, you could call him a serial dater. The only thing I know about, I saw a meme referencing it. Yeah, so, I mean, I even retweeted a meme. Basically, a bunch of ladies on TikTok figured out they've all had bad experiences with the same guy. And so there was a hashtag, and there was like conversation about it. And on the surface of it, it's like kind of interesting, right? Like this guy would normally get complained about in like text threads, like group text, right? Or maybe in Facebook groups, or you would mention somebody and somebody would say like, hey, I think a friend of mine dated that guy. It wouldn't be on the internet and easily accessible to every fucking buddy, right? It would be a local thing. It would be your whisper network would be like, oh, well, this dude, right? And instead, it ends up on TikTok. Now, there's talk of, before I get into defending this shitty dude, because he is just a shitty dude, I will say, the accusations that he sent unsolicited dick pics, that's awful. That's shameful. Don't fucking do that. Consent. You don't send unsolicited shit like that. You don't do that. You don't do that shit. We're clear on that. Which is great. But this is just a shitty dude. This is just a dude who's like sends too many texts and makes too many promises, and like the kind of guy that eventually gets pushed around a little bit by somebody's overly aggressive friend, and then or meets someone who opens up their eyes to the possibility that maybe they're like a selfish dude and like strings people along and like he's a shitty person. But this person shouldn't get doxxed. And not by even the women talking about this. These are internet detectives, and we'll talk about internet detectives. But this is just like people who are like, well, this guy like sucks, and he's like doing all this stuff, and this is like violence, and this is whatever, and it's just like, no, this guy just sucks. You you don't need to try to get him fired from his job or like post all his stuff. You're not doing a great service for the community. Like this is this is the thing about TikTok is it is another ground um, for internet sleuths. And the thing that we should know at this point about internet sleuths is they need to shut the fuck up and mind their own goddamn business because they don't know what they're talking about in general. Internet sleuths don't know shit about shit, and they need to fucking settle the fuck down. Um, let's see what else can I say. Internet sleuths are the kinds of people that like you may have heard this other TikTok thing that happened where like a girl went to go surprise her boyfriend. They go to different schools, and she went to go surprise him, and then like posted the video, and people were like, "He's cheating on you," because he was like kind of shocked and kind of weirded out and didn't react big. People just on the internet just assumed that there was maliciousness in his behavior, which, according to everyone, there isn't. That was just like a weird reaction. But people were like, no, I'm reading into this. And including people like the girlfriend and friends of mutual friends were like, hey, please leave him alone. Please stop. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not experts on human behavior. You just are obsessed with TikTok. But it's that thing where it's just like, hey, I'm not defending Elm Caleb, but I am saying, like, he's just a shitty dude, and people need to, like, realize that dating sucks. Like, dating is awful. And yeah, it's hard out there, and it's difficult for women. And the last thing they need is like another shitty dude in their lives. But like, the answer to that problem is not to run this person off of the internet and like ruin their lives because they are a serial dater and they ghosted you. Like, okay, sure. Um, it is one of those things where it's just like I tweeted today somewhat about this, but mostly about TikTok because at first I had assumed that TikTok was just um, like Vine with more lip syncing. That was like the first thing I thought of when I started like engaging with TikTok, and then I realized no, it's not Vine with more lip syncing. It's Tumblr with less fan fiction, and this is coming from somebody that like enjoyed Tumblr quite a bit. I had some fun on Tumblr. I did enjoy my time there, but I am aware that it is that like one of the things that happened with Tumblr was there's like a lot of people there that don't have life experience, and then they're compounded with information from other people without life experience, and that becomes their life experience, and it's not great. And the similar thing is on TikTok. It's just this like thing of like you didn't have to do this. You're escalating more than you need to, and yeah, and it's just like fucking weird as hell. A lot of it is just weird as hell. Like this like reaction from people. Anyway, that's my big opinion on Weston Caleb. I think I retweeted the photo or the article that Hard Drive Magazine did. That is basically West Elm Caleb is George Costanza, because obviously in Seinfeld, George went on a whole lot of dates with a lot of people, and also like was like a serial dater and not a good person to date. But that is basically the equivalent of this. So if you see any memes about West Elm Caleb, just know that's just a shitty dude, and it's fine. It's fine to just think that the guy sucks. Like, again, this is the kind of guy that you like warn your friends about because you're like, yeah, that dude ghosted me and like made a bunch of promises, and then like I never heard from him again. You're like, oh, that sucks, and that's it. He shouldn't be. He shouldn't be an like a known internet person right now, like at all. There's no reason that we should know anything about that dude at all. Uh, Also related, the "Don't Tase Me, Bro" guy is an anti-vaxxer. Is a thing I found out yesterday. So that's fun. That's a fun thing. The guy that was like, "Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro," is an anti-vaxxer. That's just a thing that I know, and I had to say it to you. I wish I didn't know it. And how do I know that, Pat? How do you know that? Well, because he likes to anybody that is verified that is talking about being vaccinated. He likes to get in their mentions and argue or try to argue with them about it. Maybe not even actually argue them, but like try to argue with them, which is a weird use of your time, dude. Anyway, that's a thing. That's a thing that exists. Uh, what I don't know. I'm on the internet too, folks. I don't know what to do about it. Let me talk about something nice. I want to talk about something nice and fun because we all deserve to hear something nice and fun. Let me know. Throw the Bear Cave Lego or just say words in the chat if you want to hear something, hear about something that's like I think pretty fun. You know, like your friend Pat who's doing the stream. But let me hear you in the chat if you want to hear about something that's like pretty fucking fun because I'm willing. I'm willing to talk about it if you're interested. I mean, if not, we can be sad about it too. Sad about things. Wristfan's throwing the Bear Cave emote in there, and that's all I need. Thank you, Wristfan. Lasberg says words in chat, taking me literally, which is fine. That's also fine to do, to go the literal route. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you about a wrestling show that you can watch. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Pat, there's a lot of wrestling out there. How do I know this is the wrestling show for me? And I'll tell you. One, it's a live show. It streams on the internet. Now, it often streams right before and then during when I stream. So you'll watch the replay. But that's okay because you can skip around on the replay. Dirty throwing in an emote there. Great, thank you. And you're like, well, Pat, there's a lot of wrestling and I don't watch any of that. Or I haven't watched the wrestling in a while. Or I know the wrestling shows I like. Why would I want to watch this one? And I'll tell you why. Because it's ridiculous. And maybe that's the kind of wrestling that you want in your life is some ridiculous wrestling. It is called Choco Pro Live. That's CHOCO Pro Live. It is a subsidiary of GATO Move, which is a wrestling promotion run by Emi Sakurai. Sakura, I should say. Emi Sakura is a wrestler, Japanese descent, who's currently signed to AEW. She has trained many excellent people. And she owns a wrestling promotion. It started off as just being all ladies, but Choco Pro also has intergender matches and gentlemen wrestling each other. And you're like, well, Pat, that's Japanese. Am I gonna like will I be able to enjoy that? Like, I don't know if that's like something that I would be into. Let's see. So we want to pull this back here. I'm gonna pull that back, and then I'll tell you. Well, don't worry, because one of the wrestlers speaks English and does the commentary for every one of their week or monthly or weekly shows, their seasonal shows. So you don't have to worry about that. So there's live commentary in the moment in English, and you can just follow along. There's interviews with characters. You get a sense of who there is, and you're like, oh, well, so what is it? What is Choco Pro? It is a wrestling show, as I have stated, and it is not a comedy wrestling program, but it is very funny, intentionally funny. So it's not accidentally hilarious. It is on purpose, sometimes very silly and fun, but it is highly trained and very skilled wrestlers. And sometimes they're just like really good mat-based wrestling like happens, and then sometimes weird stuff happens. And when I said it was streamed live, I mean it is streamed live. The show is happening live. Also, it's streamed from a phone held by a person. The camera person is just holding a phone. Not on a tripod. This person is just holding a phone, moving around for the action. And it feels very low pressure and very chill. Also, They have rented a studio space, and you're like, oh, cool. They like rented like a warehouse or something, like set up lights and like a ring, and they're doing it like that. No, no, no. They are currently renting a rehearsal room that looks like it would be a children's classroom. And there's a door that you can't see, but there's also windows to the hallway, and they climb through the windows. But the room, they just put mats down. There's no ring. There's no ring in this show because they just put some mats down. And so it's got like a backyard or like found space, like wrestling vibe to it, but that's not the case. And again, the amount of quality wrestlers in this promotion. Oh, what do we got going on here? What just happened here? We got a new follower. Thank you for the follow. Plast Elias, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. The old Build With Baer Workshop. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, so we've got actually very talented, incredibly talented wrestlers. Like I said, the promoter of this organization, Emi Sakura, is an incredibly skilled wrestler. She's a fantastic mat technician. Just so like Maki Ito shows up all the time there, and she fucking is so good in that. Yeah, like I said, there's intergender wrestling. There are like exhibitions. There's a lot of silliness going on. It is wild and weird and very fun. I highly recommend it. It is the antidote to a lot of like over serious wrestling, but it's still very high quality. Everyone plays to camera. So they're all playing to someone with a phone, which is very fun. The wrestlers, because there is no green room, there is just the other parts of this rehearsal space. The other wrestlers watch all the matches and react to it. So the other wrestlers are the audience, which is very fun. It is just a really silly good time, and I highly recommend it if you are looking for something a little different in the world of wrestling, or if you are like, I don't know, I could see myself getting into wrestling. This might be the thing for you. All right, so this goes in like this. This goes on. Yeah, this almost goes on backwards, almost weird. Okay. All right, so that goes on like that. We got the basically like we're doing like the various ways to enter this kit kind of thing. All right, so that goes in like that, and then over it goes. That's cool. When we need. Okay. A6. There's an undergating on this. All right. So yeah, so that's Choco Pro live. You can find it on YouTube on GATO Move. That is their YouTube channel. You can watch all the previous ones. They leave the chat up from the live streams, which is I don't recommend reading, but some people like chat for that kind of thing. So yeah, I would say check that out because I do think it is worth at least checking out, engaging with, seeing if it's for you. If you're looking for a weird wrestling promotion, totally free to watch. They got a merch store in the U.S. So if you want to pick up some merch and show your love, you can do that. Let's see, we get some undergating on here. But yeah, kind of fell down a rabbit hole with them of watching stuff. I talked about, to change the subject a bit, I talked a bit about how I am right now, more often than not, I'm watching a lot of van life stuff, but now I have kind of transitioned from van life to watching cargo trailer modifications. Basically, people turning their like cargo trailers into, RVs. Not always tiny homes. Most of the time, just like, or what is often called toy haulers, meaning they're like, we're going to take the motorcycles out, and also there's a bed in there. And then watching people like really interesting, well done builds, and then also because they're like people, a lot of people watch them on YouTube. Like these things have like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views. There's also people who put up there like, maybe you didn't need to share this modification you made, uh, uh, cargo trailers. There's just like, yeah, you sure did throw an IKEA couch in there and call it a bed. Cool, dude. Okay. Yeah, you do have a bowl and a pitcher of water. I guess, yeah, and a toaster oven. I guess that's the kitchen. Cool. Oh, you drilled a hole in your camper so you can run power and then put a outlet in there so you can run power out. All right. It's just very fun to see some people being like, I'm also going to share my thing. And just be like, ooh, I don't know. Maybe you did not great with this. All right. So now we're going to build. What is this? I don't even know what this is. Oh, we're building parts of the arm, I want to say. Parts that are going to connect to the arm. Okay, yeah. We're building basically the parts that are going to attach here on the side. Okay, now I know what's going on here. I was like, I don't know what we're building right now. This looks weird, but that's what we're building. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I got it. I understand now. This kit just has a lot of parts. This is going to be several more streams because we are like less than an hour in. But like this chest is going to be most of the stream. We might get to I think we'll get to the waist, but like yeah, this kit is going to be detailed. We're going to be working on this for a while. It's G12, right? Yeah, it's G12. It's G12 like that. Okay. And then G7 and G14. But yeah, that's kind of the thing I'm watching a lot of right now is that I get the itch. I think part of it is just like me wanting to get out of this house and travel. Going to Philly in December was like the first time I've really like gone anywhere in a while, and I miss it. Just like being out and about, doing things. I'm like kind of fucking desperate for it right now. So it makes sense that is things that like the idea that you can just like with your minivan or your truck just hook up this like 6x10x6 trailer, drive off somewhere, and then just like go into the trailer and live. I'm deep into Japan travel videos. Don't think they'll be open for travel anytime soon. No, John, I do not believe you will be doing any of that travel. Hey, speaking of like stuff that I've been watching on YouTube, does anybody else have something that like? What's something you can put this in chat if you feel like? Also, hi, I'm John. Happy you're here. Is there something that you get recommended by the algorithm all the time, and you are like, there's no, I don't know why the algorithm thinks this is what I'm into. There's just like no way that I would be into this. Why? What does the algorithm think that I would like this? And for me, I'll say to kind of get the ball rolling. I don't care about magicians that have fooled Penn and Teller, but I get so many recommendations of, they didn't catch any of his tricks, like, and it's different people that have fooled Penn and Teller because I guess there was a show where you could try to fool them, and congratulations that you fooled Penn and Teller, but like, I don't fucking give a shit. I don't give a shit about magic. I don't give a shit about Penn and Teller. And I was just like, why do I keep getting recommended these videos? Like, I get like anime clips, and I'm like, sure, of course I do. And I get van life stuff and cargo stuff because, of course, I get car restoration videos, which I do watch on occasion. I get those. I get Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone content. We just got subscribed from Maximander. Maximander subscribed, so let's hit the old applause there. Thank you, Maximander. You can throw the Bear Cave Lego site emote in there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you for giving the old. Oh, and Dirty wants me to hit the ska button. I'm going to hit the ska button. But yes, thank you very much for the subscription, Maximander. Using your Prime Gaming token. Appreciate that. You get a bunch of John gets a bunch of Wired videos, but I don't think I've ever watched a Wired video. Yeah, I don't know. The Magic one is the one that's confusing. Like I said, okay, I watch a lot of van videos, so you're also going to give me like, we built a barn out of this bullshit. You're like, sure. We built a temporary storage out of this thing. Like, okay, cool. Life in Alaska. Fine. That I guess that makes sense. A lot of those things are tied together in a way that I'm like, sure. I guess we could be doing that. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here. So, okay. Check that E21 is not visible. What was E21? E21 was... Okay. All right. I don't know what that means. Okay, we'll move on. D1, D15, D13, great. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just like weirded out by all that. Going through my recommendations because I listen to a lot of Ska Network because Ska Network makes things that I enjoy. So I do get covers now. I'm getting a bunch of like recommendations of cover artists, and that's sometimes pretty fun. But yeah, the Magic thing is the thing that I'm like, why would you think that this is something I want to see? I've never watched any of that. The closest I've watched anything that's Penn and Teller related is, well, they made the game Desert Bus, or the game for Sega, the Penn and Teller's like Sega CD game includes Desert Bus, but that's too much of a leap. Like I don't know. I get recommended a bunch of Linus Tech Tip videos, despite not having watched them. I just can't stand the guy for some reason. The ads of it telling me to install Honey on every browser don't help. But yeah, I mean, I don't see ads on YouTube because I pay for YouTube Premium because I'm the person that pays for YouTube Premium. I do it. I did it out of habit. Now it's also because I get Google or YouTube Music. It used to be Google Music. Now it's YouTube Music. But I don't see ads on there. But people still get the benefit as if I was watching the ads because I think that's nice. So I don't see YouTube ads. I never know when people were talking about them. I should have updated this. I got to update. Let me figure out where my mouse is. There it is. I got to update this to. Oh no. There we go. Got to update this to 49 because we are now at 49 out of 50 subscribers. Thanks to Maximander. Awesome. Thank you very much. The goal is to hit 50, but we're at 49, which is fun. Yeah, I watch a couple of tech videos. I watch Paul's Hardware and Dawood. I forget what his actual YouTube handle is, but Dawood, because he's just kind of irreverent in a way that I enjoy and kind of lower in there. And then LGR, which is technology, but I don't, so I get a lot of like, well, you watch Paul's Hardware, so you want to watch Bitwit stuff, right? And Jay's 2 Cents, right? And Linus Tech Tips, right? And you definitely want to watch Nexus or whatever. And it's just like, no, I don't. I like Paul. Paul's pretty good. It was probably some co-watching stats. Yes. So someone who loves ska, loves people fooling Penn and Teller. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of it is, right? It's just like, oh, well, you like this thing, so the algorithm tells you also like this. And sometimes the algorithm isn't wrong, but in the Magic case, it really is. And I just been really confused by it. Okay, so all right, so this goes there. I think this is like part of the backpack rockets, I think that's what this part is. I don't know. The algorithm loves clustering. I think if you mark enough of not interested, they start to filter out. Yes, eventually they do. But like I said, I've never watched anything about magic, and I don't want to. And I say not interested or don't recommend me this channel or whatever. And it has been a real like weird experience of just like hoping that they get the hint that I'm like not interested in this particular thing. But so far they have not gotten the hint about that. Eventually they will. Yeah, I'm now after watching so many of the of that worm life. I watched so many videos of that before I was like sick of it that it took forever to get the algorithm to stop recommending me other videos from them. And I was just like, no, I don't want to. I know I watched a bunch. I know that you've been trained that if I watch a bunch of things, you want to serve me more of those things that I watched, but I don't want to watch these anymore. I'm good. I got my fill. I'm done. The experiment is over. It's got to retrain the algorithm, Just start watching. Every once in a while, I forget that I'm logged into my other, because I have the Pat Bear VODs, and I don't watch any YouTube on Pat Bear VODs. I just upload stuff. So every once in a while, I'll realize, oh, I'm logged into that because I uploaded something, and I'll go and look at YouTube, and I'm like, why is YouTube telling me giving me Watch Mojo countdowns? Because that is what Pat Bear VODs, that is what the algorithm thinks the Pat Bear VODs wants to watch, which I've never, like I said, I've never watched a single video. There's no history on there. It's just uploading things. But it is very funny because I'll be like, wait, this is the wrong one. Now I know. Now I know why. It's like takes me a second to realize why they're sending me something is because they're like, no, you like this, right? You're like super into this. I mean, no, I'm not. I'm okay. Thanks a lot. I don't need to watch a bunch of Mojo countdown videos. Like I'm okay. Like yeah, we're good. We're good. YouTube. It'll be all right. I don't know, friends. Let's see. Is there other things we want to talk about? We'll take a pause for the calls in a moment or two. We'll talk about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined, and then we'll get back into building, continuing on this process here, because we gotta. Let's see. Slightly annoyed that the Royal Rumble is a Saturday this year, because I wanted to be on a Sunday. I'm going to double check, but I'm pretty sure. Lord Crashington wants me to hit the ska button. I will hit the ska button. Here's the ska button. I got to look up something real quick. Figure this out. Royal Rumble. When's the Royal Rumble? All right. That was the ska. Hey, Lord Crashington. Thanks for hitting the ska button. When is the Royal Rumble? When is it? It's Saturday, or is it? Yeah, January 29th. That is a Saturday. That's next Saturday, folks. I don't like that. I like WWE stuff on a Sunday because it means that I won't watch it live, because Royal Rumble is a show that I like to watch live because it's fucking fun. I'm not gonna cancel the stream or postpone the stream or do the stream at a different time just because of the Royal Rumble. But it does mean that I'm going to have to watch it after and then hope that Twitter didn't ruin shit for me. But of course Twitter will ruin shit because it's Twitter. Are they just obsessed with taking up as much of your time each week as possible? I mean, Lord Crash, the thing is, by doing it Saturday instead of Sunday, they just realize they can make more money on Saturdays. Also, the WWE is currently in a position where there are venues where they want to run, like their big pay-per-views, and they get told no, because those big venues want to run MMA, because MMA brings in more money for them than wrestling does. So they've started doing Saturdays at places because they're like, it works out better for them. And they can avoid Sunday NFL games too. You're right. Totally, Lord Crashington. They have to like look at, what's best for their bottom dollar. So they started doing Saturday shows, which for some people I'm sure fucking rules, but for me is really annoying. It's just like, not what I want to see. I want them to do Sunday shows. I was confused by the Rumble being next weekend, but that was throwing me off because I spaced on it being January. Yeah, also, football's weird this year because it's like, because of all of the game delays and cancellations and stuff, that schedule has been real wonky. So everything's a little off kilter. But yes, also January is we're in the second half of January, certainly. You're not wrong. And that can be weird to think about. Okay. All right. We now have done both of these things that, again, I'm not sure what they do or how they work or what they're for. I just know they both rock in and out. This is a fun build because I'm not super familiar with the Zeong, but I certainly don't know how the internals work on this kit. So a lot of it is just like, okay, I don't know what these things are for, but I built them. Cool. Now we're gonna build like the side, like the shoulder mount. So we'll build that. Cool. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, I am annoyed that the Rumble is on a Saturday because it means I can't watch it live, because I do like watching it live, but I like streaming for you on a consistent schedule more than I like the Royal Rumble. So it'll be okay. Also, I guess if I'm not watching it live, I can fast forward through the matches I don't want to watch, and that sounds pretty good. I also have to get Peacock again because I don't have Peacock right now, but I gotta get the Peacock package that allows me to get WWE stuff, the network stuff. But I'll just do it for a month and again just re-up and then watch other stuff on Peacock. Get caught up on the Amber Ruffin show, which I'm sure I'm many episodes behind on. I think she was off on hiatus for a while, but I'm still behind because it's been a while since I had Peacock. But yeah, get caught up on some stuff like that. I think that'll be fine. All right, so we did this, and then we need E11. E11. All right, E11 is this piece here. Great. Lots going on this chess piece. Lots of stuff to do here. Getting it all done. And then we're going to do everything we did here on the other side, because that's what we got to do. All right, so this goes in like this. And this goes on here. Yep. And then this goes in. Great. There we go. So there's a lot of movement you can do here with this part there. But we are now done with this side, other than the armor that we have to put on over it. So we're not technically done with it, but we did get a lot of that done. Yeah, and then these things move around. I don't know why. But I'll learn later, I'm sure, what these things do. I guess these are just rockets. I assume they're just rocket boosters. Before we start adding more stuff, let's hit this with some black here. And then there. And then there. Sprucing it up a bit. Trying to make this look good. Okay. All right, we're going to take a pause for the cause, and then we will come back and talk about some manga and some anime. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the mo in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. That is an easy way to support what I do here over on the old Build With Baer. Thank you very much to everyone who is a subscriber. Using your Prime Gaming token, like we just had with Maximander and Sharks 2K, or using Cash Money. We are currently at 49 out of 50 subscribers. If you would like to become the 50th subscriber, that would be rad. If you want to gift a sub, you could join the gift sub leaderboard with the Aristofan, who gave a whopping 10 subs already in January, which is too many subs. But thank you very much, Aristofan. Or bits and coins are always appreciated. You could join Harold, and I forget who else is on there. I got to look for that. There it is. Harold and Baby Gresh, which is very kind of both of you. Thank you very much for that. You get some emotes. You don't see ads. You're supporting me through Twitch, which I really appreciate. You get, is an easy way to support me here, and I do thank you very much, everybody who has supported me. That is not the only way to financially support the channel. You could also go over to patreon.com/PatBear and jump in there for the $1, $3, $5, or $10 tier. That's right. There's a $10 tier. $10 tier gets a vote on stuff I build. I put up a poll for them. $5 tier gets all my videos early, generally at least 1 day early. The $3 tier gets to vote on something that I do once a month for like, hey, what's my gaming stream going to be? Like, you get to vote and choose what I'm going to play. And the $1 tier gets a Q&A video. And of course, those things go for the top. The higher tiers get the other things I mentioned. You get it. You know how tiers work on that. Let's see. Other things that we can talk about. We got other things to talk about here because I have a YouTube channel. And of course, subscribing to my YouTube is free. I bet they wish they didn't choose subscribe back in the day, but they did. Subscription is the free version. If you want to support what I do over there on YouTube, you can subscribe. That way you get the videos. You can watch the videos, and then the numbers go up, and then more people get to see those videos, which would be great. But subscribing to my YouTube channel, there's also a membership. If you want to join, it's $2 a month. You get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. My Wednesday videos are fucking funny, and I'll bring those up later. So jump over there, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, that would be great. There's also a link in there to my VODs channel, which is separate because apparently the algorithm prefers that I don't have like 15-minute videos mixed in with 2-hour videos. So I separate them. Trying to make the algorithm happy. Who knows? Maybe in a couple of months it'll find out, no, I was supposed to be doing that this whole time. Anyway, there's also direct donations. Direct donations is another way to support what I do here. Because everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, through Patreon, through Twitch, goes into me buying model kits and equipment. So I don't get to buy stuff like this Zeong, which came from a gift card and then some other money. I don't get to buy this stuff without your help, and I appreciate it very much. If you would like to, on a monthly basis or a money one-time donation, just know that it goes into that. It doesn't go into anything else. It just goes into me buying stuff in order to continue to work on things. Now, the kit came up because people voted for it, but I talked about how I have a third monitor up. Well, I couldn't be using the third monitor that I'm looking at right now if I didn't have the monitor stand, which was purchased off my Amazon wish list, because my wish list is full of model kits and Lego sets, but it also has tools at the bottom, like equipment, like a new SSD, because it would be nice to add another SSD, or some equipment that would make my life a little easier for building. I've got, as I said, Lego sets. I've got high-grade kits, master-grade kits, kits that have Prime shipping, kits that do not have Prime shipping and are very expensive. If you buy something off that wish list, it will jump the queue, and I will build it before I build other stuff. So consider taking a look at that. I will shoot a video about it. I just posted a video today about what do you call it? Just today about the monitors, because thank you to Dirty for purchasing that off my wish list. We'll get back to building very soon. I just want to talk about a few more things, then we'll get back into it. We've got an alternative is USA Gundam Store, because if you don't want to use Amazon, I fucking get it. I understand. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card there. They send you an email with that code. You take that email code, and then you send me a DM on Twitter or a whisper here on Twitch with said code, and then I take that code and I use it. And that way I get to do something with it. And I'll buy something from USA Gundam Store. That is my alternative, because it's nice to have alternatives. Let's see. If you want to support me for free, join my Discord. My Discord fucking rules. It's very nice and quiet. I post stuff that I'm working on. I post build photos after every stream. People post stuff they're excited about, they're doing out there. They promote themselves. Nice little community of people. Let's see. Who else do I want to? What else do I want to say? A couple of links. I got links. I got fucking links. We'll start with Pat Bear's Anime Club. I got two Pat Bear's Anime Clubs to share with you. The first one is me talking about Hunter x Hunter and how it's the weirdest shonen because it's just like so atypical. I'm very proud of that one. The other video I just posted today is from the live stream that I did last night where I talked about how I'm voting in the Anime Awards. So you can check that out. The Anime Awards the results are coming out on February 9th, and that will be my Wednesday night stream. That night we'll be talking about the results of the Anime Awards. But I didn't want to do like, I wanted to do a video, but did not make my normal one because voting closes on Tuesday. So I put that up as a bonus. And then Do You Remembaer? My weekly Wednesday, every Wednesday, I put up a new episode of this. It is me finding something interesting on the internet, an article, trying to remember it as best I can, and then telling you all about that thing. This one is about Komodo dragons, which are on a bunch of islands, one of which is Komodo Island. And those things don't give a fuck. And it was fun learning about them and telling you fun stories about the Komodo dragon and what I remembered about it. And I think I did a pretty good job with this one. I think I'm doing okay in remembering things. So check that out. We are going to talk about some manga, and then we'll talk about some anime. So first, let's get the manga loaded up. It is a manhwa, it is a Korean comic that we'll be chatting about, and then we'll talk about some anime as well. I'm sure, but I'm going to also get transition ready, drink a little water, and go back to building. Okay. Transition over. So as I put some armor on this side and looks like complete this part of the chest here. Yes, I will talk to you about martial artist Lee Gwak. If you saw that in chat, you can see that it is written out as GWAK. As far as I can tell, in Korean, that is Wok. The G is silent. I believe it could be martial artist Lee Gwak. Anyway, I'm just going to call him Lee. This is a really fucking like slow burn, really solid manga series, or manhwa, I should say, Korean comic. It is the world of Murin. It is the world of sects, SECTS, martial arts, families and the alliances and dealing with various like conflicts and training schools and all that. And we got a dude. This dude is just like he's part of the outer, he's just like a guy. He knows that he's going to go to battle. He knows that he's going to, that some of his friends are going to die and he might die. And he's just like cultivated martial arts, but he hasn't like really learned it. And shit goes wrong for this dude. Basically, he meets someone with incredible skill, like a person that no one can stop. And this guy sees something in him and doesn't kill him. He could have, but doesn't. And says, will you be a dog your whole life? Will you stand up? And it inspires Lee to stand up for himself when it's necessary. And the first time that Lee stands up for himself, he gets his ass kicked by someone far stronger than him with a bad attitude who takes out his frustrations on Lee. And Lee is fucking paralyzed. Can't move his arms, can't move his legs. All he can do is stare at the ceiling. A person that he really liked can't visit him. Somebody that was looking out for him disappears. And the rest of his crew are basically like, some of them hang out, and others are like, yeah, I can't go visit him. It's just depressing. Like he's never gonna move again. It's done. But one of the people before she disappears, a person that like cares about him, is like, hey, I found these books. Nobody needs them. They're of an Indian martial artist wrote this book, or somebody that trained with an Indian martial artist wrote this book, and no one would do this particular art form of martial arts because why would they? It's not. You basically have to like give up everything you've learned to study it. And he's like, well, I don't have anything else to lose. And so he learns this like snake style martial arts that fixes his body, allows him to maneuver his body to heal from the inside. And through the course of it, I'll skip ahead. Through the course of it, of lots of chapters, now that he has some new strength, he moves up. He becomes a squad leader. He gets to some of the people that he really cared about before come to work for him. He starts recruiting other people. He starts making friends with people like high up people take an interest in him, and he like manages to defeat some like strong opponents that are definitely do not fucking consider him to be their equal and are very fucking surprised when he busts out martial arts he shouldn't know. But he's just like, it's just like a very slow story about a dude who is overcoming the odds and making a way for himself, and he underestimates how good he is. It is drawn really well. It's told, like I said, very slowly. It's not for everyone. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it has been an incredibly like solid read. It's called Martial Artist Lee Gwak, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking for something a little slower pace. Like, especially if you're new to manhwa, it's like very martial arts focused and inner strength focused, but it doesn't like knock you over the head. Like, he's not super savvy of the world, so it's fine that he doesn't know everything about everyone and what's going on. Like, he's somewhat aware of things. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. It's good. It's very solid. So I would recommend it if you're looking to pick up something, do a little reading. Okay, now we're going to talk about some anime. Again, I'm not doing my full episode reviews right now. I'm just doing the overviews. Slow Loop. I'm not loving it. I really want to. I so want a chill slice of life, like girls fishing thing. It's just, I think it's a little too much about like the reality of this weird new friendship sisterhood thing that's happening in it, which is solid. It's been solid, but it's not like what I'm looking for. It's hard to describe. It's just not doing it for me. I want it to be a little lighter than it is. It's not as chill as I would like it to be. It's a good slice of life. It's just not a chill slice of life, if you know what I'm saying. Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest introduced the best character in the show. We're only 3 episodes in. I thought it would be good to add more episodes before we got introduced to the dragon. I love her so much. She is she recognizes that Maddie is this like, our main dude is this like reincarnation of the only human that ever bested her. And so she's immediately just like, hey, cool. Sorry I didn't recognize you. Please don't kill me. And then she's got her humanoid form, and she is just great. Does not understand the ways of being a human, or how to go from being a large dragon to a young lady and figure out how to fight like that. It is very fun. Look, the idea of a dragon turning into a humanoid form is nothing new in anime at all. But her character is very fun because she's never trying to flirt with Maddie, which happens too much for other characters. But if you like the kind of overpowered main character fantasy of isekai that isekai brings, the overpowered main character, this is the show for you. Because Maddie is still like not as strong as he used to be when he was alive before, after his reincarnation, but he is still incredibly strong and just like does not give a shit. He's just like, oh, you're a demon? Yeah, I don't care. I could kill you. You're not a high ranking demon. It's fine. And this demon is just like, what? First of all, you believe we exist and you know who we are. And second of all, you're not scared of us. He's like, yeah, no, it's okay. I can kill you. I killed a lot of you before. I wish I hadn't left any of you alive. Apparently, I did. Um, because the thing about strongest stage, weakest crest is we figure out pretty quickly that one of the reasons why magic isn't as prevalent as it used to be, and everyone's weaker than they used to be, is because the demons have infiltrated society, human society, and devalued it. And that's why people think that Maddie's crest is, which just takes a little while to get going, but once it does, you power it up and get really strong. That's why people think that it's the weakest crest, is because actually it's the strongest. It's a conspiracy. So we get to see Maddie just be dope as hell and bust everybody's heads and never fucking really worry about anything because he is such an overpowered main character. Which is like, yeah, I don't always want that in my anime, but when I do want that, this is a very good version of it. And then How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom Part 2. Still loving the show. Still having a good time with it. We are very close to the point where it is going to overtake where the manga currently is, because it is based on the light novel. And so I'm going to feel weird about that when we reach the point where I am not up to date on what's going on in it, and I learn what's happening as everyone else does. Because there's something about like knowing in the manga what's going on, like when things skip, or like I know that the strongest sage with the weakest crest is flying through its source material, and is just moving at an incredible pace. But like, I know that because I've read the source material. I don't know if I would know that otherwise and go like, oh, well, what's going on here? I still think I would know that the pacing was off, but I might not know. Anyway, if you haven't watched the first season of How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, I highly recommend it. It is, I won't say where it is on the list, but it is in my top 10 list of anime from last year. So it comes with a high recommendation. It is an atypical isekai because it does focus on a character that does have some powers, but he is not an overpowered main character. And most of his powers are understanding like how government and how to run a country and how to get a country like in fiscal shape. That is his ability, is understanding and surrounding himself with gifted people. It is like I said, it is an atypical style of show that I recommend if you have not checked out. And the second half is up right now. I thought there would be a longer break between them, but there isn't, which is great for me as someone that likes it. And that is my anime and manga recommendations. On Monday, I'll probably talk about Marriage and Sword. I think that'll be the next one I talk about. Let me look that up. Let me see. What am I going to be talking about in the future here? Give you a little review. Marriage and Sword. Yeah, I'll probably be talking about Marriage and Sword, which you probably guess what it is. It's a romance show, but it's got a bit of a twist. It's got some interesting things to say. The newest manga that I'm reading that only has a couple chapters translated, so I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I can give you the brief overview. It's nice to do that. Is exiled from my old party for being a woman, me and a legendary witch formed the ultimate tag team, which is a mouthful, but is a fun little story. It is a world full of sexism in the world of adventuring, and a girl is kicked out of her party because, well, generally she is kicked out because she's been doing it for so long, and isn't it time that she gets married and has kids? So she's just like fuming and angry because she is a high-ranking mage, a top-tier mage. So she goes out to vent her frustrations, and while she is venting her frustrations, she accidentally releases a trapped witch who is like, "Become my companion," and she unlocks some hidden potential within our friend. And it is apparently seeming to take a look at the sexism of like why are there so few women who are fighters or mages? Why are almost all of them healers? And why do these clothes look so skimpy, and it's just like, oh, sexism. There's no other reason for it. It's just it's sexism. It's just like because the people that run the adventuring guilds are men, and they say you have to do this, so that's why. It's just like, oh, yeah, all right. Now there also could be a bigger conspiracy out there stopping them, but most right now that seems to be most of the conspiracy is just like, well, people are assholes and motherfuckers. So I've been checking that out. I've liked what I've read of that. I'm waiting for a few more chapters before I give my full like review, or choose to stop reading it, whichever comes first. Um, let's see. Also, a brand new one is I'm a D rank adventurer. For some reason, I got recruited into a hero party, and now the princess is stalking me. Another mouthful of a title. This is also a new one that I don't know a whole lot about, but it appears to be this dude trained to be the hero, and then because his idea was, I'll be the hero, I'll defeat the demon lord, and then I'll be like retire and just like have a lot of money, and I won't have to do anything. I'll work really hard now, and then I'll retire. And then he finds out, oh no, heroes still have to work after they like defeat the demon lord. Like they're just as busy. They're like, and so he's like, oh well, I quit do that. So he is just like a low ranked adventurer. Because his plan is that he'll just like hide out as a low rank adventurer, and then like he won't have to worry about anything. Like, he'll just hide his abilities. But there's a hero who out there who's just like, no, you need to join up with me. And apparently that's gonna be most of that. It's just like him attempting to hide his powers and not be in the spotlight, and him failing to do that because a bunch of the people that he saved in his career as trying to become a big hero are now in a position where they want him to work with them. Like he inspired a generation of heroes, basically. I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. So I'll read more of that. Just waiting for more chapters, and I'm basically waiting for more chapters in a bunch of these stories so I can talk about them more. Some of the stories on my list of like, wait for more episodes, like those manga could even be canceled or on hiatus, or no one is, like is not being translated officially or unofficially. So it's like a lot of these, like I may never actually talk about on this list. Like the villainess has been killed 108 times. Saint of the Black Knight, the banished healer, masters dark magic with abundant magic power. A story about a dragon and the rise of an adventurer. The saint whose engagement was broken when she became too perfect is sold off to a neighboring kingdom. Outcast adventurer's second chance, training in the fairy world to forge a place to belong. Backwater old man becomes a sword master. Monster girl plant diary. The Frontier Alchemist, I can't go back to that job after you made my budget zero. I am hoping way more of that comes out because I really liked what I saw of that. A dude who is an alchemist, a state alchemist, and there's like, he's like in the basics department, and so people decide, well, you know what? We're going to close your department. And he's just like, we're going to make your budget nothing because why? All you do is make ingredients for people. And he's just like, okay, well, if I don't have a budget, then like my contract said I had to stay here until I trained my replacement, and if you're just gonna fire me, then I don't have to train my replacement or take my stuff away. So he's like, I'm quitting, and he's gonna go off to the frontier and work with like a former person he partnered with or something. And I'm like, okay, that sounds great. I will watch that or read that. A court magician who focused on supportive magic because his allies were too weak aims to become the strongest after being banished. I believe that is yeah. I believe that is the story of a dude that, he was like assigned to do support magic for a bunch of heroes, and then they fire him, and he's just like, I mean, okay. Oh, you don't realize that you're all weak, so sure, good luck. And he's just like, all right, well, I don't have to do this anymore. That's awesome. I'm finally free. Um, yeah, there's a bunch of these. that I'm like, oh, eventually. The one I really do want to see more chapters of is a former hero returning from another world gets involved in a death game. I've talked about that before. Really love the premise of that one. Just simply, this dude defeated the demon lord, then he returned back in time, back to his world that he came from. He still has all his abilities, and then his whole class on a school trip gets kidnapped, and he's just like, oh yeah, that's not going to matter. Like he puts all of the explosive collars they're all wearing in his inventory, and he's just like, yeah, okay, sure, I don't care about that. And they're like, what? He got shot in the head, and he's just like, yeah, all right, it didn't do it. That's fine. And I am interested in seeing where that goes because I really like that premise a lot. I don't know. I had the lone one. I don't know if I had the lone one. There's one that is about somebody that was like doing support magic, and they banish him, and he takes all their. He's like, "Oh, you don't understand. Um, I was loaning this, but there's a percentage. Like, there's a fee that comes back." So he ends by canceling all of the skills that he loaned them. He just immediately becomes incredibly powerful. And I was like, "Oh, that's a fun premise. I like that one." So anyway, there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on my. When I can read more of this, I will tell you about it. Save the Princess. I like that one. That is a play on the reincarnated into an Otome game. Wake up and realize you're in a dating game. This is a dude who's just like a villager. He's just a town person, but he knows that he and his mom will die in the future. Uh, the events that will lead and the country being weak and all that. And he knows that. So it's called Save the Villainess because he realizes he can't let the villain, like when she is like executed, it sets off a chain of events. And he's like, okay, so I got to find this girl eventually and save her. So right now I got to get stronger from the knowledge he knows of the game. He's got to like get a bunch of skills so that he can then uh, eventually be strong enough that when he gets to that academy, he can save this girl's life and like basically change the game. So it's not just about like, oh, I like this character, I don't want to see her die. It's like, no, like everyone I know here will die if I don't step up and get this done. So I don't know. I like that idea. I think that is a fun one. Anyway, we got some time left on the stream. What stuff is there? Anything y'all are watching? Stuff you're into? You're reading anything? You're checking anything on YouTube? You're watching anything on TV? Now's a great time to let me know about that. As I said, I'm still down the same rabbit holes of watching renovations and stuff on people taking campers and putting in hydraulic beds and figuring out plumbing and stuff, putting in windows. I don't know. I'm just watching so much of that shit. I have not gotten sick of that. It is just stuff that I like to watch. But yeah, let me know if there's anything you're out there consuming that you're like, oh Pat, I gotta tell you about this thing. You'll fucking love it. Video game wise, playing Pokemon. I started a Pokemon Emerald run, just like randomizer that I've been playing on my own time that I'm enjoying. Still playing a hell of a lot of Halo Infinite with friends. My crew is we have decreased a little bit because some people got busy with other games and other things they're into. Um, uh, but I'm still really enjoying it, and I still have enough people that want to play that I'm having a good time with that. Um, Still finding the fun in Halo. Is there any other? I'm playing Hearthstone still. Still like Hearthstone. No change there, friends. Still really into the old Hearthstone. Um, have a couple decks that I really like. But yeah, let me know in the old chat box there, and let me know if there's anything that you're doing that you're like, oh, Pat, this is the thing that I'm really into right now. Glassberg says, just been playing a lot of Apex to try and grind out the battle pass for the end of the season. Okay, yeah. Yep. Cool. Hope that's going well with your grind. I was gonna say yeah, I've been having fun still with Halo because like I said, I got good people. Doing okay on the standard ladder in Hearthstone this month. Doing okay in it. Not spectacular, but I'm getting by. I'm having fun with it. I think I have better wild decks, but my standard deck is at the point where it can still cheese out wins. So I play that when I want cheese out some wins. If I get a good run. Find that daytime has been very good to me, so I can still get a few wins out there. Um, we did drop in a little bit of a drop in viewership right now. We had some strong numbers earlier, but we've dropped off a bit, which is fine. It happens. It's okay. But yeah, I thought we were doing pretty damn strong there for a little bit. It's all right. We just got like the core cool people at this point. So rocking and rolling. The core crew of viewers, the old Build With Baer Workshop. Um, but I thank everybody that's here. I mean, we're not done yet. We got a little time left in the stream, but I thank you very much for watching because I always appreciate it. We are now done with the chest here. We have completed the chest. We got to move on to the waist, but I will put the head here on. Put down there. Yeah, there's the head. Now this start looking like a thing. Oh, I got to move my mouse away. Sorry. This start looking like a real thing. Ooh, we just had much darker there. Would that light go off? No, I think that's okay. All right. But yeah, here's what we're looking at there as far as the chest of this kit. Obviously, it's got big shoulders. It's got real big shoulders on here. So we'll need that before it really starts looking rad. But it's still looking pretty damn cool. And then we're going to move on to the waist. Looks like we're doing, which the waist also includes all the rockets and the skirt. It is like a big project because obviously we don't have any legs. It's weird to say like the last steps of this will be the arms, but that is like the last step before we add in all of the many bases this kit has because it has 3 stands so that you can have the arms extend, which is rad. But yeah, we gotta start on the waist here. So we'll get started on that. Like we're not gonna finish it obviously tonight. We'll go on there. Let's see what we got here. Lastbrick says, been thinking about starting my real grade Eva Unit 2, but haven't actually crossed the threshold yet. Well, good luck to you on that. That one looks like a beast. Those Eva real grades look interesting. Haven't built them myself, but those do look pretty damn intense. So good luck to you on that, Lashbrook. Hope it goes well for you. And Lord Crashton says, been playing a bunch of Yakuza Like a Dragon as I'm looking to finish up Chapter 5 at some point with almost 20 hours in so far. Yeah, I mean, that's a dense game. That's a lot of video game. So good luck to you on that. Because yeah, that is an investment in time. But it's worth it. I think Like a Dragon rules. It's one of my favorite Yakuza games, and I have played like 5 Yakuza. I played 4 Yakuza games, and um, uh, Lost Judgment. So, um, which is basically a Yakuza game, and that's one of my favorites right now for me anyway. Yakuza 0 is still my favorite because that is just such a fucking great game, and the vibes are so good in it, and the fighting system I think is really fun, and all the extra shit is really good. Yeah, that's a winner as far as I'm concerned. But I did enjoy Like a Dragon. I did like a Dragon. I don't want to say that. I did enjoy Like a Dragon. It just wasn't like my favorite of them. Okay, so let's see. This is like this. Yeah, that goes like this. Putting our waist together here so we can get some movement going when we need some movement going. Put that like that, like that. Yeah. Yeah. Try to line these up right. Properly, I should say, not right. Try to line these up properly. Turn that around. Get these. Yeah, okay. That goes like that. F8 is the other one. I'm talking to myself instead of talking to you, which is not right. Also been watching Beast in the East, so I've been enjoying the Beast crew playing that alongside this. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's fun to do. Oh, I do like that now and again. Like when I'm getting into an older game, trying to like look at some Let's Plays or watch alongs and kind of get a sense of how other people do stuff, especially RPGs, or open world games, and see like, oh, you went here and you did that. Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Oh, okay, I'll check that out. Like, yeah, that is pretty fun. So I have certainly done that before myself. Let's see other things. Other things I want to talk about. Oh, again, Monday we will continue this. Continue working on this kit. I mean, for a while there, we're gonna be doing that. Um, I've got a shift of doing some customer service tomorrow, so that's gonna. I'm working a 7-hour shift tomorrow, which is nothing, but also a lot. It's just a lot of heavy, intense, like annoying annoyances. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm prepping myself for that for tomorrow. I'm also going to be making my a homemade barbecue sauce because I am dedicating some of my time in the kitchen tomorrow to doing some kind of actual cooking. Because right now, like today was just leftovers. Like I cooked a sausage up. That's nothing. Yesterday I got delivery. I want to do some actual in the kitchen cooking because I have the whole house to myself. So I'm going to be making a homemade barbecue sauce. And then I have some chicken defrosting right now, and I will make some pulled chicken sandwich basically, and finish the barbecue sauce and slow cook the chicken, and then pour some of the barbecue sauce in there to kind of marinate it together, and then um, put that on a big roll. I have a long like a French roll, and we'll put that there. Have some French fries with it probably, and a salad, and that's gonna be my dinner tomorrow. Looking forward to that. I think that's gonna turn out fucking great. That should be very good. All right, so we got this big chunk of this waste done. So that's my plans for tomorrow. What are y'all up to? Anybody got anything cool going on tomorrow you can tell me about? If you don't have anything cool and it's just Sunday and you're just like, nah, Pat, tomorrow I'm gonna fucking chill out. Like that rules, and I hope it goes great for you. But if you got anything going on that you're like, I'll tell you about it. Like, hey, I'll be happy to hear about it. You know, as I said, if your thing tomorrow is just like, I'm doing fucking nothing, then like, great, enjoy that shit. But yeah, working a long shift, but also doing some cooking because that way I can let basically I can just let stuff simmer. Like I'm gonna put chicken uh, in a slow cooker. I got a crock pot. I'm just gonna slow cook that chicken, and then in the morning I'm gonna work on my sauce and just barbecue sauce and just let that simmer, and it'll fucking turn out great. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been salivating thinking about it. I think that's going to turn out just fine. All right. And put that there. Put that there. But yeah, if you got anything you're going on tomorrow, let me know in the old chat-a-roo. If not, that's cool too. If you're just like, nah, I'm chilling, Pat, I told you. Not doing anything. It's also very cool. All right, so this is gonna. The thing I like the most about this kit is that I don't understand like what some of these things do and how they work because this kit is so fucking weird. I really do enjoy that I'm like constantly surprised by the inner workings of this mobile suit. It's just like, what is this? Why would I put that there? What is that gonna do? I don't know yet. I'm building like the frame of this long like waist, this like skirt. It's like, oh, okay. And then it attaches there. Well, how does that work? Why does it do that? How does that attach? Am I doing this right? This is like very fun. I'm not worried about any of these components, but I am like, huh, okay, sure. We got Lashberg says mostly errands in Apex. I think if I can actually get out of bed early enough, I might watch a couple of Kurosawa movies. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that sounds great. I hope you get to watch some Kurosawa movies tomorrow if you wake up. I'm also hoping, you know what? I'm just going to find out, folks. I'm going to look up what the weather is going to be like in my area because I would love it to be less fucking cold than it is right now, but I don't know if that's in the cards. Because right now it is 28 degrees. Obviously, it's in the evening. Let's see here. What's our day tomorrow? Oh, fucking fun. It is going to be in the low 40s instead of the low 30s for most of the day. A high of 46. That's fucking cold. So I will not be going for a walk tomorrow. I can tell you that. Lashbrook says he's going to be checking out The Bad Sleep Well and High and Low as the Kurosawa films that may check out tomorrow, which is great. I hope you do. I hope you get some time. Check out some cool shit. All right, we need H10, H10, two H10s. I'm going to get these. These will probably be the last steps we do here, but we'll try to get it done. High and low, I also really enjoy. So that's awesome. Okay, so we got to tighten the fit as far as it'll go, snip up, and then pull down. Okay, and we're doing we're doing this side here. Sorry, I'm when there's some steps in here that I really don't quite know what's going on. I often find myself like just being like, okay, and you do this. I'm like talking out loud, which is not helpful for you. I should be describing what I'm doing instead of just like repeating myself what the notes are in this thing. But we are taking this here, and I'm going to be kind of popping it up and then folding it down. Putting it in here. Basically, I got to catch this on a snap here. Got to like get it in there and then swing it down. And it doesn't want to do that. I'm like, am I doing? There we go. I got it. Okay. I got to hear the snap, and then I can lower it down. This is one of those things where you're like, you have to put a little pressure on it, and I hate doing that. I hate putting a little pressure on it because I don't want to break anything, but that's like what this requires. I have to be a little fiddly with it, and I gotta get in there. I don't want to do either. I don't want to be fiddly with it, and I don't want to get in there. I don't want to break anything. There we go. Okay, I got those two pieces on. Then we'll put 4 and 8 on. That was probably the I don't like resistance in a model kit. I don't like it when a thing is like, hey, if they get in there, like push hard. I'm always just like, what if I didn't? What if it just worked and I didn't have to like really go for it? How about that? What if it just was cool? All right, and then so this is this one here. Where are these going? Sorry, I'm just like, what do you want from me? Okay. All right, there we go. Go like that. Go like that. Okay. Got it. Okay. This one, was a little nerve-wracking on some of these parts here because I was really like confused about what they wanted from me. We'll pick this up here on the waist. We've got obviously way more to do with this waist here, but we can just kind of lay it in like that. We're building off on the waist. We made a lot of great progress on this kit tonight. So I'm going to jump over back to the intro portion of this stream here. We are going to raid. That's how we end every stream on the old Build With Baer. Is we're going to go find somebody doing something rad out there on the internet and go hang out with them. So hold on while I go figure out who's doing something cool that I want to go see. That wants to go raid. We'll go see who's there. What's Sandra doing? Well, thank you, Restaurant. Thanks for being here. We're going to go raid Xandra, who's doing a Saturday night stream, just chatting. I'm not sure I believe Xander Bot is in effect. It looks like, which is Xander's like um, kind of like friend there, virtual like computer friend. So we'll hang out with that. They're like VTube personality. So we're gonna go hang out with Xanderbot. So we'll go raid Xandra. I hope you're all enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for coming along on this raid. Please come along and hang out here. Thanks for watching. Again, come back on Monday for model kit building and hanging out. Oh, we're looking at terrible houses with Xanderbot, so that'll be fun and silly. I hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, everybody. Oops, I gotta hit the raid button. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.